Hello, everybody. This is Mike, also known as Win 5 Get 1 Free, and today you're catching us playing another episode of motherfucking New Amsterdam. So where we last left off, everybody just did van plan, and they kicked some ass and got their ass kicked at the same time, but they kicked ass slightly harder than they got their ass kicked. So they got paid a pretty decent amount of money, and on top of that, they also got a little bit of reputation. So, we are gonna start things off today. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1d5. Let's see here.
I wasn't here.
No, yeah, you weren't here, but you will be here. /R, 1d5. 1. Right, we start with Scene. Scene.
What's up?
It's been about a week and a half since Van Plan, right? What have you been doing?
The odd job has what's his name hit me up for that job yet to fix his car?
Oh, Richter? No. Well, actually,
Yeah.
yeah, Richter he probably is like right now is like, hey, I can't really afford to get a new car. He's doing some odd jobs right now. But remember, his car was left abandoned in River Rat's territory, and currently he is, for River Rats, persona non grata. So
Could
he
have gone
hasn't
and
done
gotten
that
it.
yet. Huh?
I could have probably picked it up
Yeah,
for him.
they probably already
That's
scrapped
a
it down to the screws, though.
damn. I was like, it's like a favor owed.
Yeah. So,
Alright.
actually, there is one thing that you might consider doing. Remember, you made some inroads with Valencia involving your gang.
Yeah. So I'd probably go there first, see if I
Yeah.
could set up a meeting between
Okay.
the leader and her. Like, look, I
Yeah.
might have gotten this a set job. Let's go. Let's go.
Hell yeah. So you head out into the woods, right? You know, standard forest. You have been out there a few times before. You feel like you're at home in it. Let me see here. I need to find my handout that has all of my characters on it. Let's see. There it is. Um, let's see here. So yeah, you end out in the Snake Charmer's main territory, right? And
Yeah.
yeah, you pull in, and who is there to greet you other than Spice, you know, the dude you interacted with last time. You've been seeing a lot of
Yeah.
Spice around here. Actually, the head of this group, um, the person who's usually there, hasn't been out in a while.
Hmm.
Yeah, and
So who is the
we'll say that their name is Pouch.
I love it. Trying to remember if I think I had. Did I have names for anyone?
Is that motherfucker who ruined everything in our Blades from the Dark game?
No, no, it was
Oh,
Pocket. Thank you very much.
Fucking Pocket.
But yeah, this is
I
Pouch.
have written down that. Okay.
What'd you write down?
Yeah. Oh, Serpent was like my former mentor, but
Yeah.
it was like past mentor, so he's probably dead. He was one of the best nomads of the family.
Oh, yeah. No, so Serpent is people haven't
He's
seen Serpent
retired.
in a long
He's no.
time. Yeah, Serpent retired. They're kind of like out of there. But
Yeah.
yeah, you see Spice, and again, like I said, Spice has been taking jobs more often than Pouch has, which is interesting because Pouch is supposed to be the one who is like the head of the family. So like they generally handle the big jobs.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'll just be like, hey Spice, where's Pouch been?
Spice is gonna be like, "Oh, Pouch? Uh, Pouch has been a little bit sick.
Oh, shit, he's not feeling well?
No, he's been.
You know,
Go ahead.
do we need to get him some medicine?
No, no, he's gonna be fine with the medicine. You know, Pouch, he's a tough old bastard.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's gonna be like, but yeah. While Pouch is out of commish, I'm more than happy to give a hand. What's up,
Might have a deal with the crap. I
Scarlatti?
know Audie. I know Scarlatti. I was like, I know the
Yeah,
last part.
he
I know
goes,
Audie. Might have
you
a deal
gotta.
with the Scarlattis.
He like kind of looks at you and kind of scratches his chest for a second, and then is like, hey, you got a deal for the Scarlattis, eh?
Yeah, possibly a solid line, but they want to speak with, well, they would want to speak with Pouch, but whoever's in charge.
Hmm. What? So, I guess, what? You, calling them? You having us call them?
I would assume Pouch would have to reach out, but I can
Typical.
give him a call.
Goes, I can take care of it. I'll give him a call. What would you do with the Scarlattis? Wait a minute. I had a sneaking suspicion. You happen to be the one who took that van through CBN, through Waterfront, right?
No one else would have been able to pull it off.
That's what I fucking thought. That's my it's like that's fucking giving the charmer some fucking some real fucking accolades there. You're doing right by us, scene.
It's what I plan to do.
Yeah, he's like, well, shit. While you're out here, uh, got something that you might be interested in. Kind of thumbs his nose for a second. He's like, so there's new guy, right? New guy's name is Trap. He thinks he's hot shit, right? Thinks he can do the best, or thinks he can run with the best of them. We need someone to bust him down a peg, and seeing how my two-wheeling riding days are over, I figured, want to mount up a dirt bike and teach this asshole a thing or two about how we run in the Charmers and how much he's got to learn?
Oh, I would be delighted.
Yeah. He goes, well, dirt bike's over there. Might want to go talk to Trap beforehand. You'll understand.
Yeah, I'll head over there. Check out the dirt bike, make sure that's going to be up and running.
Yeah, and the dirt bikes are next to each other, and you're giving it a look over. Everything looks fine. And kind of as you're there, he's like, you see this guy. He's got fiery red hair, a little bit of an underbite, pretty jacked. And he's wearing one of those friction suits for or friction jackets for a motorcycle, the ones that are supposed to like protect you if you fall off. Um, he's like, "What? You happen to be my competition?"
Oh, competition is, well, we'll just, oh, we'll leave it at that, sure.
Ah, shit. Meaning no disrespect, just haven't seen you around the camp.
No, I run mostly in the city.
Wait, you run in the city? And very obviously, first of all, you don't know who the fuck this guy is. Like he's like literally
Yeah,
they're like he's a newbie, right? And second of all, he's very obviously not from Europe. He has a very strong southern America accent.
Americans.
Yeah,
Kidding.
Canadians,
Uh,
right?
oh, Canadians.
Figured
Figured out.
out.
Okay, someone help me find out what part of the PDF are the actual role descriptions for like levels and stuff, role
Um,
abilities.
that's a good question. Let me see here. I need to real quick go to the library.
Like I've been scrolling through it to try to figure out.
Was it 114?
114, you said?
I think so.
Okay, let's see here.
No, that's
View
cyberware.
skill list. There's a skill list on like 130. So yeah, that's where
I
it would
mean,
be.
like
Class skills.
where the breakdown of roll abilities.
Oh, that's in
It's
like the
split.
300s.
Roll
Yeah.
abilities? I thought that was.
I mean,
If you
it's
go
kind of
to
broken
your
up into
role-
2 spots.
Yeah, it would be the secondary spot where it has actual full descriptions of what those do. Because I'm trying to see what my next roll ability is. 'Cause I think it might give me a new vehicle, but it might just give me a new upgrade slot, and I can't remember.
Okay.
But yeah, continue. Sorry. I'm still scrolling through.
No, you're good. You're good. He's like, yeah, he's like, how long you been running with this gang here?
Oh, it's been my whole life.
Huh.
Born and
Shit.
raised.
161.
Kind of like, huh? Oh shit. Been here for about 3 months now. Got deposed from my group over in the States.
Did you know? What happened with that?
Shit, it wasn't my fault. They tell me, oh yeah, here's this pretty girl you're gonna be watching over, and also make sure no harm comes of her. Didn't tell me that she was the boss's daughter, nor that I wasn't supposed to have any kind of relations.
It wasn't one-sided, was it?
Absolutely not. I am a gentleman.
At least that part's clear.
Yeah. He's like, besides, I ain't one of those types to think that just 'cause I'm the new guy, I should cow down. I can outride most anyone here, so figure this will be a good proof.
Well, if you outride me, then I guess that would mean you're in.
Kind of nods and goes, well, hell yeah, well, what are we waiting for?
Ooh, ooh, yeah. Sorry, I can get a helicopter at rank 5.
Jesus.
Or a high performance ground car or a speedboat.
God.
Sorry.
But yeah, he hops on the dirt bike and kind of does a kick on it. Kind of starts it up and is like, how we want to do this? Neck and neck, time trials, what are we thinking?
Trying to think what might be best.
You
'Cause like neck and neck,
Yeah,
the neck and neck sounds. Yeah.
you know traditionally neck and neck is about the way that they do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
How
like
much do
there's
I
no
trust this
shame in
guy?
any other way.
Oh, we can do neck and neck. Put a little flavor in it.
Yeah. Kind of shrugs and goes, well, shit. Sounds good to me. Looks like you're going to have home field advantage. Probably make things closer to even. Kind of revs the motorcycle and flicks down his helmet.
Yeah, I'll do the same. Safety first,
Oh.
everyone.
Excellent. Now, if you want to make me I believe that's going to be motor vehicles, a tech land
Land.
vehicle. Yeah, if you want to
Drive
make me
land
one of,
vehicle.
yes, drive land vehicle. Thank you. If you want to make me one of those, yeah, man.
Oh.
Stop!
No,
He's
it's
already dead!
yeah, no, it's no contest. It's no contest at all. You fucking burn it and just like this dude's unfamiliar with the terrain and he's not that hot of a rider anyway. So
Yeah, there's a
like
point where I get ahead of him where I spin around a tree just to show off.
yeah, you fucking take that tree, you spin around. He probably doesn't even finish the race. You get back home. He gets about about like maybe like 30 meters back from the finish line and slams into a mud puddle, and the bike's front
Oof.
wheel gets lodged under a root and in between mud.
No.
And he fucking looks upset, fucking trying to yank it. You're hearing like the whirring of the engine. He's yanking it, right? And
I'm just
finally he
gonna.
just fucking throws up his hands and fucking puts his hand on his head, sits on the fucking branch, or on the root, I mean.
Oh yeah, I'll go out and help him pull it out. But now
Sure,
he does a
yeah.
fantastic job of cleaning the entire thing.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, you help him get it out. Like maybe you get up and you know the trick cuz like people have hit this particular area before. You like push it from the side and then immediately yank it to the other side and back and it just kind of like comes out. He looks and goes, "Well shit, I'll be goddamn."
Like I said, born and raised.
Kind of chuckles and flicks up his mud-covered visor and you see kind of has a one of those tight smiles on his goes, "Well shit." Kind of reaches out his hand.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
respect for challenging me in the first place. Come on.
Yeah,
Someone's got to
yeah.
be crazy to do that.
He shakes your hand and goes, "I appreciate it. Next time you're around though, you ain't gonna be so lucky."
Oh, I'm sure. I'm
Yeah.
always down for a rematch.
Kind of smiles and goes, "That's what I like to hear." And yeah, so like maybe we like kind of leave on you guys shaking hands and we will go 4. Okay. Now we go to Spate. Spate, what are you doing right about now?
Uh, I spent the first part cleaning the apartment, getting supplies and all that, and then just
Sure.
going around volunteering and doing whatnot, seeing if people need healing or whatnot through town.
Sure, sure. And you actually have had a couple of the Scarlattis actually come through your clinic since you made that deal. It's never anything too serious. Like, you haven't had someone on the table that's like gasping for air dying, but like, you've had some guys who've taken some shots to like some cyberware, to non vital organs, or maybe some guys with some light cuts and bruises, you know. They're definitely giving you your money's worth out of this contract, you know. Um, and maybe you've been keeping an eye on the paper after what what Valencia told you about this doctor, right?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. And basically, you're kind of looking at the paper, and you start to notice something. You start to notice that Jabbar Alphonse uh, is does a lot of speaking, like a lot of public speaking, and it actually looks like at the EMed, we'll call it the Roger Humboldt Medical Plaza. He's giving a speech there today, actually.
Okay. If I have a break, I'll schedule my stuff around it to where I'll just go and see what he has to say.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. So, yeah, we'll say that like you've got like a reasonable amount of time. And actually, fun thing, it's really close to your house. Actually, I'm going to draw the little square right now. Make it white and white. So the Roger Humboldt Medical Plaza is actually located. Actually, I can just freehand this probably. Yeah, kind of down here, and then large. I'll just fill this in. But yeah, this whole thing is basically the entirety of the medical plaza. down here, if you see that, kind of south of Spates Loft and Centrum.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you like kind of have a busy-ish day. You're doing some volunteering. Maybe EMED needed a few people to fill or something like that. And finally you get a break. You head down, and this medical plaza is pretty full of people, right? Like it's a pretty big crowd. Um, let's see here. All right. But yeah, there's a pretty big crowd, and you see you've gotten there just in time. It looks like kind of the person who's emceeing the event is like, all right, the next speaker that we have is illustrious in the medical field. He is an incredible scientist and physician, and honestly will change the face of medicine forever. It is my pleasure to introduce to all of you Dr. Jabbar Alphonse, MD, and you hear a whole bunch of applause, And this gentleman comes onto the stage, and this is maybe the first time you've actually gotten a look at this guy, like in person. He's tall and thin. He has darker skin and a thin mustache that kind of seems to be like partially oiled. He's got like very thin rimmed spectacles that are perfect circles around his eyes, and he's slightly balding. And he walks up and goes, "Thank you, thank you. It's a pleasure to speak to all of you." And he pulls out a little remote, kind of clicks a thing on the screen, and he goes, "Neurology, one of the few paths that we've not been able to answer, even with the most advanced cyberware." And like on the screen, there's like a brain, and he goes, "The brain is made of two parts, the chemicals and the electrical impulses," and kind of clicks. "The rest of the material is but a shell for all of these things to bounce around in, be filled in, to course all throughout. And each of these parts of the shells fulfills different impulses to various nerve endings and hormone control centers." He clicks the thing again, and there's a complex diagram with a bunch of pathways. "As of late, however, we have actually come to a great conclusion. My research has been doing well, as you've seen from the gene therapy clinics. Being able to control both the electrical impulses and the chemical levels within the brain at a much tighter and more responsive environment, we have been able to significantly reduce the signs of neurological damage such as Alzheimer's, multiple strokes and hemorrhages, and even been able to reverse certain conditions such as Parkinson's disease." And you hear like a light applause. He kind of holds up his hand and he says, "But this would be impossible to do if it wasn't for all of the fellows who work under me and the grants that I've been given for my research. It wasn't but 30 years ago that I started my humble career and stumbled upon this very revolutionary technology. And none of this wouldn't have been possible without my coworkers. And to do that, and to thank them now, I have a list." And he pulls out a list and he starts reading a bunch of names. And Spate, what is your dad's name?
I don't know.
Okay, I'll give it a good old random generator.
Um,
Let's see here.
I don't know. I never thought about that.
Yeah. We're gonna say that their name is. Okay, come on. Where is? Are they really not gonna? There we go. What's your last name again, Scene? Or not Scene, Spade?
Did I have a last name?
I don't believe you do. I think you just go by Spade. Well then, Spate, do you mind if I give you a random last name?
Sure.
Okay. Your last name is gonna be Lorna, Lorna. It is of English descent. And yeah, you notice that one name, Thomas Lorna, is surprisingly heavily missing from this speech. Because your dad, as you know, kind of the guy, you know? I mean, you wrote it, you know. Um, yeah, so he kind of goes through this list and, um, yeah, there we go. He goes through this list. He doesn't have your father's name on it. And he goes through the rest of this speech. It's about a 30-minute speech about like some of the breakthroughs in the field, you know, and some of the most recent research. And then at the end, he kind of caps it off with basically bragging about how he's getting a bunch of money from grants, but like in that humble brag scientist kind of way of like, we would love to thank our benefactors, the very generous grants from X, Y, and Z, you know, that sort of thing.
Fuck you!
Huh?
Fuck you!
Yeah, just shouting "fuck you" from the crowd. But yeah, he ends his speech with, "And now I'm opening the floor to questions. We'll only be able to get 10 questions in."
Okay, first I'd like to state that I spent the entire speech kind of rolling my eyes at every other word he said.
Oh, absolutely. It's only natural.
If I can make my way, I would ask a question.
Yeah. You get up to the line and you see that there is like 20 people in line ahead of you. Um, yeah, do you want to try and push your way to the front of the line?
Do it.
Yeah, at least halfway through the line, so I'm the last one. I want to be number 10.
Sure. Oh, you counted out perfectly. You get right to number 10. And like the questions these people are sending him are like they vary from softballs to like pretty hard scientific questions. You know, like one of them is like, how did you like procure such grant money? Blah blah blah. And then he waffles on about grants more, you know. And then one of them's like, what about
Uh-oh.
huh?
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh? What's uh-oh?
Is
Daniel,
that
what's
happening to anyone else?
The solo has his hand up for a question.
Oh, yes, James?
Is
Either I'm
mayonnaise
losing
an
connection
instrument?
or
God damn
you
it.
are.
Daniel, I think you're
It might be
losing
me.
connection. Can everyone else hear me just fine?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can hear you just fine.
Yeah, I hear you just fine.
Okay, Computer King's the real litmus test, because like Gunner's on the same internet as me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was me for some reason. We're good. I hear you now.
okay, yeah,
It
yeah,
was
yeah,
pretty
yeah.
funny. It was doing the Gary thing where it's a surprise.
It's a surprise.
Yeah.
So it's just that.
No, I get you. Yeah, but like another one is like, oh, like what is this like this enzyme is like a particular issue with degradation in this. How does that work? And he gives a very technical explanation. And finally, it gets to the last question. Scene, you get up to the front.
Yes.
Or Spate, I mean, sorry.
Yes, my question is, your research and stuff over the last 30 years, how does it compare to Thomas Lorna's research?
Ooh, make me a human empathy check first of all, just so you can read what's on his face.
Hold on, I gotta find it. I don't know where it's at.
I believe it's in social skills.
Oh, that human perception EMP?
Yeah.
Well, this is gonna be bad.
I never knew that humans, had our emotions in electromagnetic pulse waves.
Yeah, I'm not very good at rolling that one. Okay, 0.
Um, um, yeah, okay, sorry, let me take a look. A 0, holy cow. That's not doing that correctly. So you rolled a 7 plus your base 2. Okay, so that's a 9. I don't know why that's not rolling correctly. We'll look at that after the session.
We had that issue before, remember?
Yeah,
It just doesn't roll.
yeah, that's weird. Okay. Well, you kind of read on his face, maybe for just a moment, and he's like at a distance. But just for a moment, you see his face kind of faltering. He goes, Thomas Lorna. Sorry, the name does not ring a bell.
He's done extensive research in the same field, and I was just getting your comparison of your research to his.
Kind of shrugs and goes, well, if he's a published author, I'm sure that you can compare my research to his in the text. Now, that's all the time that I have for questions. I am very happy that you all could come out, sort of thing. And he starts packing up. Someone kind of holds his hand out for the microphone to you.
I just give it to him. Here you go.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah. You give him the microphone, and he packs up hastily. This guy gets off the stage and leaves in his car, you assume, within a 5-minute period.
Yeah, I made him unsettled. Good.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Excellent.
Yeah. exactly. So yeah, you kind of get him going, and you actually have someone who comes up behind you. It's a young woman. She's can't be older than like 22, 23, something like that. Just like a tiny, mousy young woman, kind of like taps you on the shoulder.
Hello?
Yeah, and she's like, "Hey, I heard about your question with Thomas Lorna, and actually, I've kind of been following this. Do you know Thomas?"
Yeah, he's my father.
Her eyes light up immediately, and she goes, "Oh, he's your father. Well, that's fascinating." And she kind of scrambles for a second and kind of reaches towards all of her pockets until she pulls out a business card and hands it to you. And she says, "Where are my manners? My name is Trish Tatalia. I'm from Varhide Infotainment. I actually I've been following this story about potential controversy in the science community about about the good doctor up there taking taking secrets from your father."
Yeah, I found out about that, and that's been something I've been trying to figure out for a while, as I'm still trying to make a living at the same time. So,
She kind of like nods and kind of thoughtfully pauses for a second and then goes, "Would you like to do an interview?"
it's like, put me on TV?
Well,
Um,
I'm mainly for Scream Sheets, so they'll probably not put you on TV. They might put you on the radio, on the audio stream as well. But and she kind of says it would it'd be really good to get some more light on your dad.
True. Whatever.
Yeah, and she says, "Excellent. I have to go. There's 3 more medical conferences I have to go to today. And like she's already packing her bag, and she's like, "Give me a call on the card whenever you're ready. We'll set something up. Thank you. It was a pleasure meeting you." And then she kind of like expectantly looks at you for your name.
Name is Spat. Lorna.
Spat. Spat. Okay. Interesting name. Pleasure to meet you, Spat. Kind of shakes your hand hurriedly and just disappears into the crowd. And yeah, maybe we leave you there, maybe slightly bewildered, or how do you feel after this interaction?
Slightly confused and scared, and like, I feel like I did pretty good.
Yeah, I think you did too. And yeah, we kind of leave Spat as the camera zooms out into the sky, Grand Theft Auto 5 changing character style. And let's see here. That goes to Devlin. Devlin,
Yep.
you, my friend, have a lunch date. You are you're kind of sitting there, right? You're in a pretty upscale restaurant, actually. It's a upscale bar and grill, but more like a tavern than a bar and grill, if you catch my drift, you know?
Okay.
Um, and you've been waiting for about 5 minutes. The waiters come by. And what do you drink? You drink any kind of booze? You drinking water, soda? What you drinking?
Just water right now.
Just water right now. Okay, excellent. You're drinking water, and Shia texted you about this. She said like, oh no, like he's gonna be here. I set up the time. Like everything's all good. Like you don't gotta worry about it. And maybe how do you react to this guy being kind of late?
A bit annoyed, but trying
Mm-hmm.
not to show it.
Sure, sure. Yeah, and you're sitting there, and finally you see a figure walk up, and actually you're clocking the door probably. That just seems like the kind of thing you'd be doing is watching the door.
Yep.
Yeah, you're clocking the door, and you see unmistakably the man who has to be this man. Um, you see a man who is larger than life. He is tall and thin. He has a bowler cap on and like a well-oiled mustache beard combo, half moon glasses, and is like, oh no, that's quite all right, that's quite all right, sort of thing. As he like kind of like this waitress is like, sir, you need a reservation. I have a reservation, damn it, like sort of thing. And he is being followed by a fella who is dressed in like suit. He's dressed in like a very nice modern suit, black mirror shades, toothpick out of his mouth. Right, seems absolutely bored. Right, um, and the waitress probably like holds out her arm, and then he like grabs her arm and like lowers it down. Is like, we have reservations. Volkschnell. They like pause and they point towards the table that you're at and like, oh, terribly sorry, terribly sorry. And yeah, you see this tall caricature of a German with a British accent um walk up to your table. And
I'll
he like, huh?
I'll stand and greet him with a handshake.
Absolutely, that is the right move. Yeah, he walks in ready for a handshake. He gives you a firm handshake, a big smile, and a pat on your shoulder and says, hello, hello, um, hold on, I need to reopen your character sheet here. Yeah, they're
Evan?
like, you must be Damien Demola.
Oh,
That's correct, sir. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Ah, the pleasure is all mine, boy. The pleasure is all mine. And he kind of smiles and kind of a lady walks by and he goes, ma'am, madam, please, sorry to break you from your current duties, but if I could get the finest lager that you have here and whiskey on the rocks for my friends, make sure that it is at least $50. And like points at the guy in the suit and looks at you and goes, would you care for anything, Mr. Demola?
Yes, yes, I'd like the same, actually.
Kind of nods and goes, the same of which? Ah, it doesn't matter. Another of the finest lagers and another $50 whiskey. And she
Jesus
kind of
Christ.
smiles and nods and says, right away, sort of thing. And she heads off and he says,
Now, the
right.
player can't remember, but the character
Yep.
probably would, considering his cool level.
Yes.
Is it with wine, beer before liquor? Never been
Yeah.
sicker?
Beer before liquor, never been sicker.
Okay, now I
Liquor
know what to
before
drink
beer,
first.
you're in the clear. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Absolutely, you would know that. Yeah, you are. He kind of. She walks off and he goes, "Ha! You know, this is my favorite place in this part of town. Often, I usually actually like to go to the Jewish quarter, but I was feeling something not kosher today."
Well, this is an interesting place to choose. Yes, sir.
Yeah, and he gives you just like this big smile and goes, "Mr. Demola, I hear that you are quite the go-getter. May I ask what your skill sets are and how you generally put them to use?
Well, generally, I'm very good at procuring items from people who, well, they're willing to sell them, and perhaps coercing those that aren't willing to sell into at least selling them or renting them temporarily. It depends on what the company needs, sir, of course.
He goes, excellent, excellent. You seem just about perfect for that sort of position. I've actually seen your resume, and he kind of pulls out a physical sheet of paper that has, like, a physical ream of paper that has, like, your entire resume. And you didn't send this to him, he just has it. You know, and he says, right, now, that is quite an impressive resume, right? I quite appreciate what you've done. And, he goes, as for your, current, employer, Mr. Darger, how do you feel about him?
Mr. Dogger has, shall we say, a volatile personality. He's often a bit rash. However, I'm able to accept his shortcomings and get the job done regardless.
And he, looks at you real hard for a second, and then he slams his fist on the table, and he's just like, ha! Ha ha! Oh, little Rash, the man is a boorish asshole. I think that you and I will get along quite fine. You've no need for that tiptoeing language around me, my friend. Kinda has a big smile, and by this point, the drinks have come by. They lay out the drinks for everybody, you know. And says, now, the current trajectory of Mr. Darker is quite interesting. You see, we found a few things that need to be confirmed for this man's extrication from his current position, if you understand me, my friend.
I believe I do, sir.
Aye,
What is it you
aye.
need to know?
Well, appears that Mr. Darger happens to be a bit of a, well, happens to be a bit of a fan of lightning, the stimulant. Now, this in and of itself is no issue. I know plenty of men who put more powder, pills, and smoke in their body than some sort of pharmacopoeia testing facility. However, the issue with him is that he has been to rehabilitation, my friend. Now, what sort of image does it say to the company when we openly accept the drug habits of our higher-ups, and even accept them going public with these things?
That is a very sloppy way to do business, sir. And
Aye.
going public, that's the worst thing ever for a company.
Absolutely. This is why there is, well, let's just say that his career is circling the proverbial shitter, if you ask me. You see, I've been in line for this position for quite a while. I've fought my way from the very bottom to the very top. I used to work in the the new Dutch colonies in the northern African region. And of course, past that, I worked my way up even through Hephaestus, just as a side position, just so that I could secure a few extra contracts for raw materials for Ninja Cat Logistics. Now, I may not believe in the name of this company, nor may I even believe in the CEOs, but do you know what I believe in, my dear boy?
You believe that a business should be concentrating on making money, not bad publicity.
Precisely. And this is why I am now a company man. And also why you have a very good chance of being a company man similar to me. Now, I have one particular question before we move further with any of these niceties. I understand your in-job resume. However, something that's been rumored to me by the vixen that you employ, and also by a few people who may have had encounters with you, friendly in the office and not so friendly on the streets, what would you consider your skills off the record?
Off the record, I can spot a target and make sure that target stays down if you know what I mean. Also, I'm very good at talking my way into places where I need to be.
Capital. Capital. That is exactly what I
God,
was
he's an
hoping
old
to hear.
fucker. Who uses
Yeah.
capital anymore?
Right? Says that is
Uh-oh.
exactly what I wanted to hear. Now, my friend Mr. Demola, I would like to introduce to you this charming
Hello, this
gentleman
my
who's
friend.
been clearly blessed with the gift of gab. Right here. This is Matthew Alderlaw. Happens to be my personal assistant. Kind of nods at you.
Nods back.
Mr. Alderlaw happens to be one of my competent field men. I would like him to accompany you, if possible, off to procure the records of this man in whatever way that you need. Hold, of course, bringing anything back to me. And once they are procured, delete them from public database. I'll need the records personally, but it is in the company's best interest that no one understands this moral failing of this man.
Definitely, sir. Now, is there any stipulations that go along with this assignment?
Well, whatever you need to do, I would do, and I would try to not fuck up too bad. You see, this is, of course, your job interview.
Does this job interview include organization skills? Because I do know a few people who would be very good at assisting me on such a job.
Absolutely. If you wish to call in anybody, that is perfectly fine. Now, I will warn you ahead of time, this work will have to be pro bono, but it's more quid pro quo than pro bono, if you understand what I'm saying.
I understand, sir.
Kinda smiles and goes, wonderful. Now, and he kind of like raises his finger as if he's about to say something, and like a huge plate of like freshwater fish gets set in front of him, in front of you, and like a plate of like toast with some like sides of jam gets set in front of like Alderlaw. He says, "Ah, excellent. The meal is here. Have you ever had freshwater bass?"
I don't remember doing so, sir, although I have had many delicacies back in my youth.
He kind of smiles and says, well, this is guaranteed to have less than 0.01% mercury in it. Freshest you're going to find out in these parts. Enjoy. Today's meal is on me. And he just ravenously tears into this shit.
Devlin will eat more carefully than that.
Yeah. This dude's got like bits of fish in his beard and fucking like he'll like wipe it off and the rest of this time filled entirely with talking niceties. No business whatsoever. And if you try and bring up business, he'll just direct the conversation away from it politely,
Gotcha.
Yeah. And maybe we'll call it there for this, as Devlin is kind of having a fish dinner with this strange man who is potentially going to be his boss.
Yep.
All right, excellent. Let's see. Well, hot dang. We're going about in the order I was hoping to go anyway. Dove. What are you doing, Dove? Are you going to therapy? Are you doing therapy?
Hi. Sorry, I was not combing my cat this whole time.
Oh, that's fine.
Yes, I'm going to spend that 500 eddies to... What was it, 3d6?
I believe it's 2d6.
It might be. It probably is.
However, this is the second time straight going to this guy, so I will let you roll that twice and take the better number.
I'm probably going to need that.
Okay?
Pretty average. Better.
Hey, there you go. Okay. So, You approach Mega Building H13 in the
It's
Centrum
going
District.
Up to 58.
Hell yeah. You approach. Dove, you dressed like you're normally dressed?
Oh yeah. He's wearing
Absolutely.
a different shirt. This one's this like kind of bright teal, and it's got like the lovey-dovey kind of script you see on stuff, but it says No Life Club on it.
Hell yeah.
But he's still got like his ballistic weave vest or
Yeah.
jacket, the ripped jeans and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Looks about normal.
Absolutely. Yeah, you head up to you head up Mega Building 13. Going up the elevator, and you get to the floor and you see this big hulking dude who is just like he's got gorilla arms, Borgware on his chest, and doesn't look like he's having a great day. Kind of
Hmm.
walk out of the office and goes, "All right, Clark, and remember the breathing exercises." Kind of does the shoulder bump past you.
Just kind of give him this look, and I'm like, ah, think you should be thinking about that now, huh? Deep breaths.
Fuck you. Gets on the elevator, closes.
Don't have the Yetis to try. I'm gonna knock on the door.
Yeah, he says, "Come in, come in."
And Dove walks in, kind of
Yeah,
standing around awkwardly in such a nice place.
yeah. He's like, "Dove, it's a pleasure to see you. Please have a seat."
Nods and takes the seat, and he's like, and he looks a little bit different.
Mm-hmm.
He's got some surgery scars that are like around the cuff of his neck. There's
Yeah,
like some patches where like he's got the kind of bandages that are like big squares of gauze that they put over
yeah,
stitching so that it doesn't rub against things.
yeah. He doesn't make mention of that. He notices them pretty clearly, but doesn't make mention and says, "It's wonderful to see you again. I'm glad that you've come back. What brings you in today?"
Well, I know that they say that anytime you get new augments, especially big ones, that you're supposed to step in for therapy, things like that. And you did pretty good
Mm.
last time, so
Ah, yeah. Speaking of last time, did you do your homework?
GM, what was my homework?
Your homework was to go out to that memorial and just think about the memorial for a second and like think whatever thought came to your head. You don't have to go there for a whole day or anything. Just go out
Yeah,
there, see it, that sort of thing.
I did. It's pretty empty, which is weird to say in a place like this.
Mm. Yeah, it's quite often that those who've been left behind are the first ones to be abandoned.
Yeah, that's not a very pleasant thought, I guess, but
Mm.
it's like you
Not
said, we keep
pleasant, but
doing
oh, go
it for
ahead.
them, right?
Yeah, he kind of nods and says, "Right." So, what's been new in the life of Dove?
Well, and he like taps on his chest. He's like, "Well, got a pretty big payday now. I've got some carbide ceramic ossification and
Hmm.
some what did they call it? Nanodendrite muscular implants as well."
Pricey.
Yeah, still getting used to it. A lot stronger than I used to be. And he like does the little flexing thing. He doesn't look any stronger.
Oh yeah. He says, well, obviously you don't need me to tell you this, but and you'd be like, obviously you don't need me to tell you this, but make sure that you stay on your cyclopine. And on top of that, if you're feeling any extra symptoms of depression, heightened aggression, or anything along those lines, give me a call and I'll write you a script for a 5 milligram uptake.
Nods at that and is like, "Yeah, speaking of, I don't got insurance. So how much is that going to set me back when I need these refilled?"
Kind of says, well, kind of takes out a pad and writes something down and then signs on the bottom and hands it to you and says, For that, about 15 credits for a month's worth. Which, by the way, Dove, you know this, that is absurdly low.
Yeah, there's this moment where like he takes it and then looks at him and it's like 1,500.
No, 15 eddies.
And I thought I was the only one who's into some shady stuff. You can't be getting this that cheap without being into something, Doc.
Your
Goes-
psychologist's a drug dealer. Your therapist's a drug dealer.
Yeah, he goes, well, let's just say that past inroads have a way of paying themselves off. Good deeds turn other good deeds. And he kind of gives you a warm smile.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, I'm
So-
not going to say no to that. That's good shit right there.
Yeah, he smiles and says, so, this job that you did everything go smoothly?
Oh, he laughs at that. He's like, I'm sure if you read the scream sheets, you'd know that job didn't go anywhere near smooth.
Kinda thinks, scream sheets. Were you the ones with the van?
He nods. He's like, the very same.
Impressive. You know what I find impressive about this?
The fact we got out of that without getting someone on our side killed and even got a new buddy out of it.
The fact that you got out of that without killing any civilians or having any casualties. I think the property damage was even at a minimum. That's impressive.
But like, I don't know how the others feel. I wasn't driving.
Mm.
And he lets him keep his weapons, right?
Oh, absolutely.
So he's never without the Odachi, so he reaches back in text. He's like, the reason I use this and not this lead belcher on my hip, thing like that I can control. I get to pick who it hits and who it doesn't.
Mm.
And I make sure that the people it hit had it coming.
Kinda smiles and goes, I respect that. That's a good ethos. Kind of says, you know, you're a lot more thoughtful than most edge runners that end up coming to my office.
He looks a little thoughtful at that, and he's like, maybe because I wasn't made of edge runner originally. Say what you want about working on the street, but there's a community there, and you got a sense of that. You look out for one another.
Yeah, he kind of tenses his hands and smiles and goes, right. No, that's the most important thing is to make sure that you keep an eye on what is important. The city will take the humanity straight out of you. It's our job to make sure that we keep it.
It's not. And he flexes his hand a little bit. He's like, yeah, if it's not the city, it's the crap we put in our bodies, but feels right, you know? Feel like I can actually put some motherfucker who deserves it flat on his ass. And I know not a lot of people like saying this. Some fucks need killing.
Kind of slowly nods and goes, I won't disagree with you. However, there's a quote that's important to remember. Be careful when hunting monsters, lest ye become one yourself.
I
Are
heard
you going to
someone
use
tell
the
me
second
that
half of that
once.
quote?
No, he's not. He's just going to leave it.
What is the second half of that quote?
For when you
The
gaze
second
into
half-
the abyss
The
gazes
abyss
also
gazes
into
Yeah.
back.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought those were just separate quotes.
Nope.
But
Both Friedrich Nietzsche's is.
I heard someone tell me that once. They ended up pasted by some cyber psycho.
Therein lies the rub of the other difficulty of hunting monsters. Monsters are usually fairly strong.
So I gotta be stronger. And I do that in my own way.
Sure. And he kind of smiles and looks out his big window that goes over the Big Apple and kind of says, you know why I got out of the game, though?
Finally made enough eddies to open a place up like this.
Well, I had enough eddies to open a place like this a long time ago. No, there's always bigger monsters. And sometimes the monsters are so big you can't kill them. Or you gotta be a monster to kill him yourself. I chose humanity.
Know someone by the name of Uncle Lucan?
That's a good question to
Ooh, that is a
ask
good
him.
question.
Because he's
Um,
thinking big monsters.
yeah, he kind of pauses for a moment and says, I've heard the name. You wouldn't happen to be dealing with him right now, would you?
Don't know a thing about him. Just know that the Borg that came after us said something about him.
Hmm. Dove, generally I'm not the sort of therapist who gives direct suggestions on major life path choices. But would you be open to one?
Free advice. Be an idiot to turn it down.
Well, 500 Eddie advice, but kind of smiles and says, Uncle Lucan, I've never met the man, nor have I met anyone who has met him, save for one person. That one person is the only one of my patients who killed themselves. And I firmly believe it's because of the person that he was dealing with. There is quite a bit of danger, more than your average edge runner level of danger around that man. I think, as your therapist, it would be wise to give a wide berth to anyone involved with him.
See if I can do that, but he stands up and shrugs. The last couple jobs are anything to go by. It seems like trouble finds me more than I want to find it.
Hmm. Well, if you're in the sights of an enemy like that, you're probably going to need some sort of good insurance. Kind of smiles and he hands you. He actually opens his desk and he takes a cred stick. He takes an ed stick and sets it on the table. Has a little gold circle on it, and then he closes his thing.
Looking at it for a moment and then very tentatively reaching for it, like, you're sure about this?
Kind of says, "Yeah, go ahead, slot it. You'll find it a little bit unusual."
Yeah, he'll go ahead and, hold it, and there's that moment where, like, the limbo rings of his eyes flash orange as he's interfacing with the Eddie stick.
Yep. You find that on this ed stick, there is not actually money. However, there is something kind of surprising. There's the contact deets for someone who is labeled as EMED. And he says, I have a friend who also got out of the business who, well, he owes me a favor. If you ever happen to have something where you or one of your comrades ends up, well, less than put back togetherable, this is probably going to be the best chance you have in this city.
Nods at that, and he actually pulls out his cigarette pout or like pack, flips it open, and actually puts the Ed stick in the pack.
Yeah, I like
Yeah.
that.
All right, I'll keep this close.
Yeah, and he smiles and says, You do well to do that. Now, as for homework for our next session, and he kind of smiles and says, You are an edge runner, and edge runners don't often try to make other people's lives all that much better. And that doesn't mean anything that's major, like doing jobs for free, but edge runners kind of form a hardened, crusted ulterior or exterior. I want you to compliment on your next job each of your team members at least once, and I want it to be a genuine compliment. You'll see that it pays back a lot quicker than you expect.
Feel about getting extra customers. It's good business your way.
He says, well, certainly I would always love to have good customers. I offer a very particular service. And he kind of stands up and smiles and says, and Dove, I have to say, so far we've only had 2 sessions, and I'm already liking you more than a few of my 10 sessioners.
Why? It's because I don't need to practice breathing exercises, Doc.
Oh no, you should definitely be practicing breathing exercises as well. That's just something every edge runner should do. But you seem a little more conscious of your surroundings, if I may say. Of course, don't spread the word of that. I'm not a rumor mill, I'm a therapist.
Yeah, if you're not conscious of your surroundings out on the street, you get nabbed by someone less than someone who's going to turn you into a cyber psycho or something worse.
Kind of nods and says, well, that is most certainly a potential. But for right now, and you hear a knock on the door as if it were perfectly fucking timed, and like looks down and goes, wow, good timing. I was a minute early too. Looks as if I have another client. Kind of smiles at you.
He nods and waves him off, and he pats the part of his vest where he keeps his cigarette pack, and he's like, "Don't worry, I got your advice right here."
Yeah, and he, as you're about to leave, he says, and Dove, remember, take care of yourself and take care of those around you. It's a cold world. There's no need to make it colder.
Nods and opens the door, and is it that same like
Yeah.
real jittery lady
Oh
from
yeah,
before?
she's fucking like on her like headset, and she's like, I fucking swear, if you have to tell me this one more, sorry, gotta go, and like clicks and then looks up at you and is still a little scared from last week, or the 2 weeks ago. Kind of slides by you.
Yeah, he steps out of the way, holding the door open for you. He's like, "Miss, we're really gonna have to stop meeting like this, aren't we?"
Yeah, and she kind of lets out a weak chuckle and then ducks into the room. It's like, Anita, pleasure to see you again. How are the breathing exercises going? And you like close
He's
the
closing
door.
the door, and he's like,
Yeah,
I need a new job, I think is what they should call her. And then
yeah,
just
yeah.
exit.
Hey, that was good.
Exit
Yeah.
stage left.
And yeah, I think that we are going to cut there, and we are going to go to Lucky. Lucky, what are you doing right now?
God. Well, it's been a week and a half or just a week?
It's been a week and a half, and actually, it's been a week and a half. You come home one of these days,
Uh-huh.
and you see sitting on your desk is a cred stick, is an ed stick.
Kind of picks it up. Is he here right now?
Yeah, he's just sitting on the guitar. He's doing some air drumming with some headphones in.
He's on the guitar doing some air drumming.
Oh shit, he's on the bed doing some air drumming. My
Okay,
bad.
I was confused. I'm like, air drumming on a
Don't
guitar.
sit on a guitar!
What?
But yeah, you see his
No, yeah.
his limbs are moving pretty quickly, and that sort of thing.
Kind of turn and, hey, this yours?
He can't hear you.
Oh, he's got his headphones in.
Yeah.
Oh no, he got the air.
He's on his drum set playing air guitar.
I hit him in the head with it. I pitch it at him, hit him in the head with it.
Yeah. He pulls out one earbud and you hear blastingly loud music coming from it that just sounds like TV static, and he's like, looks down, goes,
That yours?
oh yeah. Kind of slides it back across the bed.
What's this?
It's 500 eddies.
She pauses a moment. And then looks at him and goes, what?
Yeah, you told me to give you 500 eddies a month, so I got you your 500 eds.
You don't work. And also, that was a joke.
He's like, oh, shit, I'm not in the habit of taking landlord's orders as a joke.
Landlord? Oh, is that what I am? A landlord?
What? Well, hold on. There's always the option. You could always come to me and say, well, I know you don't have rent, but maybe there's some other way you could pay me. But I mean, you know.
She gives him the look I'm giving this you right now.
Time for a brain dance.
And
God.
goes, what?
Excuse me, bitch.
Yeah, he's
Pretty
like,
much.
he's
What?
like, what? I'm fucking around. I'm not serious. You told me to pay you 500 heads. I got you 500 heads. Are you unhappy about having money? Kind of has this smile on his face.
Okay, don't you give me this shit. Where? I know you don't work. Where'd you get this?
I can promise you, I got it legally. And I didn't borrow from a loan shark.
I'm just staring at him.
He like looks at it and kind of,
Where did you get it?
I told you. Magic. Would you believe it if I pulled a rabbit out of the hat and the rabbit was so thankful that he gave me 500 eddies?
Oof. You'll tell me where you got it, or I'm gonna go spend it on clothes for you.
I mean, however you want to spend
And
your
probably deodorant because
hard...
you fucking need it.
That bad?
Just the corner. Come on. Why can't you tell me? Huh?
He kind of shrugs and goes,
If it's a job, that's cool. What's up?
I mean, why do you want to know so bad?
Because you've been doing nothing but sitting around here the past week and a half, playing air guitar and going to band practice.
Yeah, I mean, you've kind of been out and about doing a whole bunch of stuff. I don't ask you how you make your money or how you sustain this place.
Maybe you should.
How do you make your money and sustain this place?
Oh, it was left to me by my dead,
She
not a friend.
Hmm. Okay.
Also,
That's
not a girl,
that's really cool of him and all
not a
that.
robot.
And
What was
wait,
that?
the old
Sorry,
man?
wait. What? Hold on. What was that, James?
she admitted it. He's dead.
She did, didn't she?
Yeah. He's like, okay, well that was mighty cool of him and all that jazz, you know.
Yeah, I shared. I guess it's your turn.
I can tell you how I didn't get this money. And I
Why
didn't
is
get
it so? Look, she says, picking up this cred stick. Is this not trust? Is this not what we're doing here? Why can't you trust me with this? Go ahead.
make me a you're gonna end up getting your answer, but first I want you to make me a roll. I want you to make me a medical roll of some variety.
Uh, am I gonna like what I see? That's
No.
maybe first aid.
Sure.
Or hold on, maybe I have something else that's medicine related. Is there another medicine related, or is it just first aid?
There's med tech,
Let's see. Here.
like tech. Isn't there like a tech medicine roll?
I think medtech is specifically for medtechs.
Yeah,
I was gonna say,
hold on.
only
First
medtechs
aid,
can use it.
everyone has access to first aid because you start with 2 points into it, no matter what.
Right. There's it's first aid, and then there's paramedic, which you can do.
Yeah.
Okay, that's actually for me pretty good.
Yeah, no. So you actually notice he's got his normal track marks from the sludge, right? But you notice he's a little pale, and he's got extra track marks like all over him, like where like some sort of incision or needle came in.
Can I put 2 and 2 together here, and you tell me what that number comes up to?
Yeah, 2 and 2 comes together as 4. Um,
Okay, so what? What is this?
so
Gunner doesn't know what this is. I'm assuming Lucky
Yeah.
does.
Lucky, you probably can make some assumptions. These are way cleaner than like
Selling plasma.
yeah. These are like medical level like needle marks.
Oh. Oh shit.
He's doing legit.
Lucky's probably just gonna kind of look at him for a second and then probably hide that reaction as best she can. And then she's gonna go, you know what? Never mind. It's not that important. Take your money back and actually do something useful with it. She winks.
And he kind of like looks at you and he's got almost this like defiant gleam in his eye and goes, no, I promise. And like he hands it to you and goes, listen, I'm not useless. I can carry my weight, and I don't want to start this relationship off on the wrong foot.
Oh.
Relationship? Sorry. I'm like, what?
Yeah, he's like, what do you call a friendship?
Oh,
It's a
no.
type
I
of
said that
personal
out of character.
relationship.
My bad.
Yeah.
My bad. But off on the wrong foot, and she goes, I don't think you're useless. I know you can carry your own weight. Otherwise, you would have died a long time before I managed to save you from that warehouse. Look, take this and go ahead and put it towards whatever trouble you're in, okay?
I'm not in trouble right now. You got me
No.
out of the only trouble I got.
For right now, put it away. It's an emergency fund, okay?
He kind of begrudgingly looks at you and goes, okay, but if
Maybe
you ever need...
maybe she's offering it back.
Yeah, he
It just yeah.
hesitantly takes it and goes, well,
As he
no.
grabs it, she does pause. She's holding on to it for a moment, looks him dead in the eye, and goes, "An emergency fund. Promise?"
Kind of goes, is this like a trick?
No. This is an
And
emergency fund.
he kind of like takes it and he kind of like pulls it,
Yeah.
probably a little harder than he should. And it's like, okay, fine, an emergency fund. I'm out, I'll be back. And like just like pops the door open. And yeah, he just leaves.
Well, he's got my number. He'll be back or not.
No, he'll probably be back. It's just seemed a
He'll
little
be
bit upset.
back.
Yeah.
Your money's no. Probably as the door shuts, she sighs and just goes, "Your money's no good here, kid."
Yeah. Hell yeah. So what does Lucky do after this?
How soon after the job is this?
This is a week and a half after the job.
Okay. God, she probably gets back to work. Yeah, she did say dead something. And now she's trying to figure out what that something is. Kind of looking
Dead
at the
something?
desk.
Hopes and dreams.
Well, I mean, for her, she's like, what was Sam? I mean,
Yeah.
mentor. But he was, I don't know. Weird thoughts.
Yeah. You were told by the boss lady to call
Oh,
call your
fuck, I
parents.
don't want to call them. God damn it.
The reaction of everyone ever when they have information they need from their parents that's gonna suck. Oh, I don't want to call my parents. God damn it.
Well,
You
first
never
things first.
call.
First
You
things
never
first,
call.
she's actually going to sit a
Commander.
moment and text probably. Actually send Scav a message and go, sorry? Question mark? And leave it at that.
Commander.
Yeah.
And then she
Commander.
probably will. Then she probably will call. Yeah, the parents.
Yeah.
Call Dad because Dad's not insufferable.
Yeah. you call your dad, you get 2 rings in, and then you hear, hello?
Hey, Pops. Sorry I'm late.
Marcine, it's a pleasure to hear from you. How are you doing?
Um, well, it could be worse, circumstances pending. I've been told to ask you and Mom a question by
Oh, let me get your
Valencia.
mother.
No, you don't have to.
And before you even say bye, Valencia, you hear, my gosh, is that Marcine? Marcine, Marcine! Like, you hear on the, and then like the phone like rattles, and you hear, Marcine, it has been months. How have you been doing, girl?
Um, hi, Mom.
Are you eating well? Are you making sure that you're eating well? Have you been eating 3 meals a day?
Doing fine, Mom. Thanks.
You know, you've
Thank
always
you
been
for,
so skinny. You could eat 4 meals a day.
Mom.
Jesus, this is my mom.
Thanks. Thanks. I'm just fine. I've actually
And
got
what
to
about
talk.
money? Are you doing okay? Do you need any
I'm
money?
doing
or-
just. I've got a place, Ma. It's just fine. I just wanted to let you know.
Hmm.
I was supposed to ask you and Dad about Sam.
Oh, that no good rat bastard. Why do you need to ask him about, or why you need to ask him, us about him? He's a piece of shit if you heard me right.
Valencia told me there's going to be a funeral.
And for the first time in your however many years you've been alive, you hear your mother go silent for more than 5 seconds.
Bittersweet. Small victories, guys.
And she goes, honey, where are you staying right now?
Um, look, we can just talk about this over the phone,
Wait,
right?
okay, so wait. Sam passed. Sam
No,
passed?
I mean, no, they think.
Well, then
but
that
I'm
means.
still working
Okay,
on.
no, wait. I know where Sam's place is. Are you there right now, honey?
No, I'm no.
All right, we're gonna be there in 10 minutes, okay? I'll bring a casserole and
10,
everything.
But you're on the other side of town.
Yeah, no, we'll be there in just a second, click.
Um,
Or like, love ya, click.
She
Probably
looks.
it's about this time that,
Oh my god, Scamp, get out of the house, my monkey! No, I have a boyfriend!
yeah, I was about to say, it's about this time that Scav
Scav.
actually walks in and he's like rubbing his hair back and he's like, no, listen, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have been a dick about things.
Yeah, he probably finds Lucky not even paying attention. Face in her hand, going just.
Lucky, are
Fuck.
you
Huh?
are you okay, Lucky?
You're. You're back? Hey,
Yeah, no,
I didn't
I
mean.
wanted to.
I. You first. Sorry.
He's like, I didn't mean to be a dick. I'm sorry.
No,
I shouldn't have been like that.
you weren't a dick. No, you. I. Look, I want to make sure you're okay. I'm okay right here, and I want to help you get back on your feet.
And he's like, listen, I've donated plasma a million times. I just
I
did it a couple times over, but
hey, you. Shit, fuck.
what's going?
Probably trying to. Yep. Flopping back and forth between Scav and Scav needing support, but also grandparents/parents gonna be here.
Yeah.
Fuck. She goes,
Yeah, he's like, what's going on? Like, you all right?
can we continue this conversation another time? First things first, I need to probably looking around at this place. I guess parents are coming by. And,
And he's like, I'm sorry, what's coming by?
yeah, do you
And
want to go
he
get
gets the
food?
biggest fucking grin on his face.
Wait, what? No. No. What are you thinking?
I've never gotten to meet my landlord's parents before.
Not your fucking.
And he
Help me clean
for
this place. God damn it.
yeah, no, for his before you even get those words out of your mouth, like for his part, he's already doing that. He's got such a big grin on his face, and he's like, "Oh, I'm so excited," sort of thing, as he's like cleaning the place up.
Like, does he at least have pants on? God damn it!
Yeah, he's got pants on. He doesn't have a shirt on,
God damn
but he's
it!
got pants on.
Grab one off the fucking. I don't know. Grab one off the fucking ground and toss it at him. Put that on.
He goes, "Oh, gross. That's from 2 band practices ago."
Why don't you just say 2 days ago?
Because we have band practice every other day.
Wait. Am I missing a day? What happened?
And then he's
Wednesday?
like, "I don't know. Are you missing a day?" And then you just hear, like, as
God.
you're having this conversation.
Come on, keep cleaning. I'll just try and stall them. Put a shirt
Yeah,
on.
and he's like, and like piling stuff on, still shirtless, by the way.
God damn. I said shirt on first. Shirt first.
Yeah, he's like, and like runs into the bathroom.
Yep.
And
Just a
you-
second.
I knew you'd be here, Marcine.
God damn it.
Now don't make us stand out here all night. Your father has a hot casserole in his hands. It's gonna burn him clean off. I'm just joking, honey.
Your father's had scallops. You know what it does to his bowels.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
When did this
turn
game
into a
turn into a
rom-com?
rom-com? When the
Great
grandparents
question.
entered the equation.
Yeah.
But yeah, probably go over to the door, poke the head out. Hey, Oh. Probably. Are they still. Hopefully he doesn't actually have a casserole in his hands.
No, he has a casserole in his hand.
God
but
damn it!
But here's the thing. Your dad lost both of his hands in the Corpo Wars in North Africa, so he's got synth hands, so she was making a joke. He's got metal hands.
All right, I'm gonna say Lucky completely forgot about that, just
Yeah.
like I didn't know that. And
Yeah.
then I'm gonna go, hey, sorry. Oh shit. Ma, not funny.
Yeah, and she like kind of does the thing where she pushes her way in and goes, "This place is a pigsty,
Yeah.
Marcy,"
I
and
I
like
was
looks on the
cleaning, and
ground.
you decided to just. You just
Yeah,
decided
she-
to barge in like you always do, and here
She
we
looks-
are. I was cleaning,
So
Ma.
She looks around for a second, and then she gets kind of a sly smile on her face and goes,
Don't you dare
"Okay,
say
I
that-
forgive you."
Don't you, Ma?
Kind of,
Wait on my
Kinda-
grandchildren coming.
and then, like your dad like walks into the kitchen, or I suppose in this case it'd probably be a kitchenette.
Yeah, it's a studio. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it'd be a kitchenette. And sets the casserole on the table, like looks back at you and goes, "You got forks and plates?"
Do I have fork? Of course. They're Sam's. Yeah, he
Yeah.
has forks and plates.
He like looks up and goes, "Huh. You know, we got these for Sam on his wedding day." And then like your mom is like, "So, darling, you were telling me. Now you're 100% sure what exactly did you tell me?"
Valencia wanted me to told me. Otherwise, I wouldn't be having this conversation, and you wouldn't have known where I was. Valencia told me to ask you about Sam.
She kind of looks and, right, well, hun, you're gonna need to sit down. Here, Hav, fix her a plate or two.
Why am I gonna need a? No, you're gonna tell me what's going on without beating around the bush like you usually do.
And you
Do
hear
you remember the birds and the bees conversation?
She
That
goes,
was
"Oh."
like pulling teeth.
"Oh, listen, when my mother gave me the birds and the bees, she gave me a book called The Joys of Womanhood. It was a bunch of flowers. I figured that I did a little better than she did." And you guys, before you can even respond, you hear the toilet flush in the bathroom.
God.
And
damn
everyone
it.
stops and looks at the bathroom.
And she just puts her head in her hand again and goes,
I could make this scene even worse if I wanted.
God damn it. Fuck my life.
Heh. And you get a text
It's-
on your agent that says, "Is it safe for me to come out yet?"
And then
Get out
immediately
of here,
afterward,
you idiot.
you also get a text on your agent from Dove that says, "Yo, do you need therapy?"
In all caps, she replies, "Not period. Now period."
It's like a few minutes. Like you'll be talking with them again later, and you'll get the ring, and it'll say, "LOL, I'll take that as a yes."
But just
Yeah. So
all right. I guess it's time
Scav,
for introductions. Scav,
yeah,
get out of here. Or
yeah,
get
and
out here, not out of here, I guess.
Scav kind of like pokes his head out, and he's got this big shit-eating grin. And he's like, kind of walks out, and he's in a surprisingly nice set of clothes. He changed out of his shit kicker jeans and put on a fairly nice like button up, kind of like almost like a ska scene kind of thing, you know, where it's like the button up where it's got a design on it, but it's still a button up. And he's got like slacks on, and his normal like sandals.
All right.
And,
Nobody
hello.
talk. I'm going to do the introductions here.
And he just kind of closes his hand and smiles and slowly lowers it. And she's like, "Oh my gosh, Marcine, you did not tell me that you had
Ma,
a
don't you dare finish that sentence. I am going to be doing the introductions here. Ma,
special friend."
Pops, this is Scav. I found him in a warehouse being held up and threatened to be murdered by some street thugs. Apparently, Sam wanted to pick him up off the street, and in lieu of Sam, here I am. Scav, here are the parents. I'm not your landlord. I'm not your special friend. You're just here.
Scav is loving this. Clearly. Scav, you are learning, is a man of chaos.
Yes.
He looks and goes, "It's a pleasure to meet you. You can call me Ronald."
She gives him this look. Oh, I'm not allowed to call you Ronald, but these people are?
And she's like, "Well, Ronald, you seem like a very nice young gentleman."
Pops, you gotta do something. I think I'm going to throw her out the window.
He's looking at Scav like he's about to kick Scav's ass.
Never mind.
Scav is
Puts
like,
herself in between everybody. All right, let's just make this short, please. Mom, we needed to talk, and you're making a very concerted effort to not talk about Sam.
and Scav kind of looks and goes, "You all seem very busy. I actually was on my way to Bible study anyway, so
Oh, no, you fucking don't. You're stuck here now. You're stuck here. You're
And
intertwined in this whole Sam shit. You're stuck here.
he's like, "Oh, well, okay. Well, if you think I'm important enough to hear about it," and kind of like he's giving this very obvious to you, phony as fuck act, but to them, he just seems like a nice young man.
I shoot him that you and I are gonna talk. Because actually, I do need to talk with him right after this just for a short time.
Yeah.
Because, yeah. Anyways.
Yeah. He sits down on the bed because the table only has. Well, no, the table has 4 spots. He's gonna sit next to you.
Sit down at the table. There's casserole. They put out the dishes. There's a silverware, which, unlike ours, doesn't have any of that white crusty crap. And goes, "All right, so you decided to do this over a dinner. I'm sorry I don't have any candles, Ma, but what are you trying to tell me here?"
She kind of.
By the way, how did you make this in like 10 minutes?
Why, I always have a casserole in the oven. Call it a mother's intuition.
I hate that I can't call her on that shit. No one always.
Because
has
you live in a
casserole in the
cyberpunk
oven.
world. Who
I
knows?
know!
She could have just had a 10-minute casserole. But you also know your mother is not that kind of woman.
No. No, she is not.
By the way, just letting you all know as the DM, I'm fucking loving this.
Oh, we all are. We're
Oh, yeah.
all enjoying this.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you guys are you're sitting around the table. Scav is he like gets himself a big helping of casserole. And it's just like, this is absolutely wonderful, Mrs. And don't she's like, oh, you're such a charmer.
And ready.
No. Yeah, she's like, Mrs. Andretti. And she's like, but you can call me Ange. With a smile, like a super warm, knowing smile.
Oh, at this point, Marcy leans back in her chair, arms crossed.
Yeah.
Shoot a glance at Pops.
Yeah. He has not let his eyes off of Scav since the beginning. And he's seriously, like, he just looks like, man, if it was just Scav and I in an alleyway, I might just punch him in the face.
I gotta protect my daughter from people like you.
Yeah, I mean, Scav is a fucking wet rat of a human being. Like, let's be real.
Yes, but he's also playing perfect evangelical right now. So.
Oh yeah, no, it's not like your parents are gonna fucking it's not like they're gonna know. That like the dad is still going to not judge on first blush, like politely. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's a dad. He's overprotective.
Literally, this man has caused me more problems than it's fixed.
Yeah. True.
But also, it was really fun to get to shoot fireworks out of a rocket launcher.
That is
Or
also
a
true.
grenade
Heck
launcher,
you
rather.
did.
What's that?
Heck you did.
All right. Yep. Everybody's probably slowly eating, making small talk, and all the
Yeah.
while.
She's like, "Are you sure that you want me to talk about this in front of your your friend here?"
Apparently, Sam met Scav before I did. And Sam is the reason that Scav is even alive. So I think he deserves to know.
He kind of shrugs and goes, "Well, okay, but don't say I didn't warn you." Um, she's like, "Javi, could you get me some more water, please?" Sort of thing.
Fucking Christ. Just tell me, woman.
And
Sorry.
she's like, "Okay, so Marcin, this is a difficult conversation to have. Um, First of all, I'd like you to know that your father and I love you very much. More than anything, you're the most important thing in the world to us."
Get to the point already. Love
She
you,
kind of
Dad,
looks
but
taken
gets to the
about.
point.
Huh?
She goes, "Love you, Dad. Let's get to the point already."
Oh, your mom looks taken aback, and she goes, "Marcin, I know I raised you better than that."
Mom, I love you, but whenever I give you the chance, you take over my life.
She kind of closes her eyes, and she's just like, "I just want what's best for you, and in this case, I wasn't able to do that.
What are you...
So,
If I'm gonna be angry, can you at least give me something to be angry about?
so your mother, God rest her soul, you know that she passed, right? Of course. But, well, the person who delivered you on our doorstep and, told us that our daughter had passed, uh,
Was Valencia.
was no, it was Sam.
Do it. You won't. Do it. Do it.
Who? Gunner or me?
Do it.
Gunner, did you just turn your camera off?
I was gonna say, look to your left. I was gonna say, watch out, Mike. He's coming.
I
Good
don't even
old
have
Daddy
Cutter's camera
Sam.
anymore.
Yeah, he didn't want you to see him coming.
There we go.
All right, where were we? Do you mean to tell me that I've had to hear you give shit about my dad since I was old enough to fucking remember?
Marcin, there's...
Is that what you're fucking telling me? Please tell me he was just a goddamn messenger.
So, when Sam married your mother, we didn't... Sam led a complicated life, and we didn't want you to fall in with the same life that Sam led, because we'd seen where that had led.
You did a great job, Ma. You did a great job.
By the way, at this point, Scav has like scooted back because he is very anxious about this situation. He has gone from all grins to not at all.
That's fine, because guess what? I'm about ready to flip the fucking table. Mike! Ladies
Yeah,
and gentlemen,
and
let this be a fucking lesson to you. When your characters die, they don't disappear. They get to become whatever your fucking DM wants them to be.
They become something to torture you with later on down the road. That's all.
So yeah.
What's that? You lost a character? Well, guess what?
So
You got a father out of it.
Next time, I'm making sure to give my fucking character's parents. Damn it. Yeah, there's a range of emotions on her face. Anger.
Yeah.
I mean, she goes through the whole 7 stages, probably right then and there. And then just puts hands on the table and says,
I'm going to bed.
give me one reason why I shouldn't ask you to leave.
And she kind of looks for a second and looks at Harvey, and your grandfather slash dad says, "We love you more than anything, and we're really sorry that this is the way that you had to find out about things."
Dad, I know if it were up to you, things would have been different. Staring daggers at the mom.
Yeah.
At Angie, and Ma, I've had a lot of feelings towards you. But I think this is the first time I've ever been disappointed.
Ooh.
Not mine, dear.
Yeah, her face
I'm
is
not
straight.
mad. I'm
But
disappointed.
you can tell by the lip tremble and like the pools welling up in her eyes. She's like, "Well, we'll leave you to think about. I love you, Marcine." And she kind of gets up and says, "Return the casserole dish when you." And then she just doesn't even finish, and she walks out. Harvey gets up, he like lightly touches your hand, and then he like holds for a second and then goes and follows his wife.
Yeah.
Not the mommy.
I don't think Marcine does anything.
Yeah. Scav like looks and then gets up,
You and I need to talk.
kind of goes,
Shit.
yeah.
Come on, sit down.
And he sits back down, this time across from you.
All right. I'm a net runner. An edge runner, my bad, not a net runner. But
Yeah.
I'm an edge runner. It's what I do. When Sam disappeared, I was called to, one, find him, and two, run with the group that he was last with to try and pick up any information. They were looking for someone. Girl by the name of Serenity.
Kind of nods very slowly.
I didn't realize this was you until the last job we did, and I mentioned your name. I'm not gonna pull what my mother pulled. She's gone. I was there to see it.
And his shoulders just kind of lower. His kind of head kind of slowly starts to stoop. His eyes are kind of like wide open.
I'm sorry.
He kind of like looks up and he's just like, what happened to her?
God damn it.
She got
Okay.
pounded to the ground, man.
All right, let's.
She got fucking pancaked.
I need some help here, guys. I can A, tell her that fucking Johnny, before getting carted away by Op, saved one of our guys. Or B, I can say that she was taken by Op.
Oh no, she flat out died. You should just tell him.
Yeah,
Don't be like your mother.
She got fucking powdered. She was part of the asphalt.
Yeah, but you guys
she
don't
was
have to deal
fucking
with the
powdered
fallout.
concrete.
You guys don't
Oh
have to
my
deal with
God.
the fallout from
Like,
this shit.
They could have taken her powdered bones
Well,
and thrown that in with the concrete.
James,
I mean,
Oh my
if
God.
you tell him, you and he can just have like a crying cuddle puddle until it's all over,
Or
and
he
a new
can
relationship
leave.
starts.
Or he
And
can
you
leave.
have a kid and die, and he can dump the baby off on someone else's porch,
What?
and then start the cycle over.
Okay, no.
Starting the
First
cycle
of all, that was not planned. And I'm still a little pissed about that.
Start the
Second
cycle
of all, I think
over.
the one person that needs to answer is Computer. Computer. What do you think?
Yes. I think.
God, her atoms were just spread off the
James,
next
I swear to
fucking-
God.
Stop it!
It's Serenity paste.
Serenity? What about Serenity?
Well, I mean, Johnny did save your life, so I figured if anybody was going to have the opportunity to tell me to hide the truth, it'd be you.
Yeah, hiding the truth is probably good. You don't want any more lip from your mom.
Well, no,
Oh,
her mom's gone.
this
Now
is
it's just
to
Scab.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Tell her.
You definitely hide it.
You know, well, and here's the thing, though, actually. All right, James, highs or lows?
Why me?
I'll take that as highs. And it's highs. All right, I'm gonna hide it. Because good roleplay in the future.
You may have to hide it, but I mean,
God damn it, no. I can't. I've already alluded to her dying, but
yeah.
kind of looks and she went psycho. She tried to kill her boss, Belladontra, the person who had hired us to find her. She was like a machine. Hell, Devlin hit her with a 50 BMG. She didn't even blink. She let She went straight for him and tried to kill him. She covered 100 yards in the blink of an eye. Some random wacko, another borged out idiot, Johnny. Yeah, Johnny.
Fucking Johnny.
He intervened. He got carded by Op after everything.
At this point, there's like a couple tears streaming down his face, and like he's got like his teeth fucking clenched.
She's
He's
gonna get
like-
up, go around the table, and give him a hug.
He takes the hug for a second, and then he kind of like lightly brushes you off. Like he's not trying to be a dick, but he's
Yeah,
like,
it's just
you know.
about right time. Yep. Mm-hmm.
yeah. And he walks over to his bed, or walks over to the bed, grabs a couple air hypos, and goes, I need to go on a walk.
If you need company, just let me know.
Kind of nods and like, thanks. And kind of like just shuffles his way to the door and shuffles his way out without like saying another word.
Great.
And
It's probably about
maybe-
that point she gets the ping from Dove.
yeah,
Now, do you
LOL,
need
yeah, I
therapy?
think you need therapy.
and I think we'll count it there.
Jesus.
Lucky alone in an empty room after 2 bombshells have gone off in the last 5 minutes. And yeah, we are gonna cut back to me. And by to me, I mean we're gonna start doing some sign-offs. Let's start with
Oh,
Gunner.
shit, really?
Yeah.
I think he might be a little
Hello,
mad at
ladies
you.
and gentlemen. My name is Cyrus Smith. Today, you caught me playing. You can find me on Sundays in Yakshas. No, this needs to be addressed. You caught me playing Lucky, the character of the player who is going to have a conversation with the person in the other room very shortly. You can also find me on Sundays playing Indiana, the other character who is getting into trouble. But unlike Lucky, she has decided to make life very hard for herself, and subsequently, I mean, I think I don't know. Can anybody fix Frank right now? Because I don't think the answer is yes. Anyways.
Yeah, there's a way to fix Frank.
No, lobotomy is
What
not
is
an option.
okay? What is the? I'm interested to hear
folks
James's
need
answer.
killing.
Oh, you want to kill Frank? Okay.
Well, Frank's gonna kill himself at this point.
No.
He's gonna be, he's gonna go out like, I'm going out with a bang, and by that I mean I just set this reactor to overload.
I mean, yes, but we still have more Frank.
I have a
Believe me,
mouse
we still
under
have
your
more
fridge.
Frank.
God.
You're gonna want Frank to be gone by the time Frank is gone.
No, we don't. Even if he did. God. I hate having to use justifications of. I liked Frank. I really did. And now I just.
And then he
feel-
turned into an abusive asshole.
And now I'm just. All right, moving on. You can find me on Mondays playing an ambassador, and hopefully he's going to get to meet a cop soon. But you can also find me on Wednesdays, which is wrapping up, and that is me.
All right, excellent. Let's kick it down the line to the guy who runs Wednesdays, Computer King.
I'm Computer King, the supervillain of streaming, and yes, on Wednesdays I run some people through basically supervillain training. It's fun, it's dangerous, And season 2 is coming near a close, folks. So pay attention. Now, aside from today, where I'm in New Amsterdam, almost said New Orleans, I'm also in Yaksha's on Monday and Fire Strike on Monday. And otherwise, I occasionally stream under the Computer King. So look for me there. But don't look for me or try to contact me tomorrow. Oh, actually, in my time zone, it's right now because it just passed midnight. And it is
Ooh.
now, I just hit level 50. I
Hey,
get to all.
happy birthday, Computer King!
Happy birthday! Happy,
Oh my
happy
God.
birthday from all of us! No, 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 no. Mm-mm.
He runs a game with super villains, and that's the best part.
Yep, I get to use the legendary gear now.
Hell yeah.
So that's about all for me.
All right, excellent. And let's move it along. Let's hit Spate.
Okay, so I'm Scott. I did the whole spate and watched the seminar and heal people. That's what I do. What else am I in? Monday, I'm Fire Strike as Xander. So I do all the big research things, and apparently this library has no information, so I have to talk to the person that created the library.
The library is closed.
Oh man.
And then on Wednesday, I play night on Hitch Damage, and I don't know. People need more beers and snack cakes. That's all I know.
Facts. That's just IRL.
Yeah.
All right. If that finishes up Scott, we are going to move on to. Yeah, let's do Daniel.
Yo, 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 what up, Holmes?
Good.
Up. Yeah, it's me, your boy, Skinny Penis. You caught me here playing Scene. Man, I have a lot of S characters. Susano, Scene, Sin.
Skinny
What's
penis.
going on here? Shadowhound, Skinny Penis, Uh,
Sassy.
yeah, Sassy, yep. You can catch me here on when Cosmos returns in Cosmos, whatever day that returns on. We'll find out later. And hi, Cat. Sundays and Yakshas, as previously mentioned, Sin. And then Mondays as Oliver Byrne, the bear. And then on Wednesdays, as Crash is back. And Shadowhound. Yeah. He's a fixture in the couch now. I'm kidding. I still like playing him. I'm so glad to have Crash back. Even for the last couple episodes, it's fine. I'll collateral damage something or someone.
Hell yeah.
That's
Don't
me.
you dare.
All right. And that brings us to last but not least but not last, Yamez.
Hello, friendolas. My name is James, otherwise known as Sniper. Cut me here today playing Dove, who got more good therapy. I went above the average roll again. This is like God's sign.
It's because you've got a really good therapist.
Yeah, he's just a really good therapist, which is why I'm gonna say Lucky needs a really good therapist.
I've actually got a question for Dove. Did he actually go to that monument, or was he bullshitting?
He actually went. I just forgot about it because I'm a bad player.
LOL.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'm gonna say, yeah, really bad.
You can also find me here on Sundays where I run Yakshas, where, combat team just got 2 people bigger. And now I'm actually to the point where I think this is the first time I've had a player character where I'm like, yeah, they could die. And I'd be like, yeah, they deserved it. I'm saying, Frank's
Daniel, do you have something to say?
Well,
What?
I will
I
say
laughed.
stealing is a sin. Smile.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You have something to say with that laugh?
All of us have our skeletons in the closet. Some of them are reanimating skeletons, but, that's...
Careful,
Fair,
you might
fair.
get Gary to join us. He'll hear you. I heard necromancy, but
Exactly what he would do. He would hold it like someone talking about necromancy.
yeah, you can find me here. That where terrorism is going to happen this upcoming time. So be there, be scared, because that's the whole point of terrorism. And you can also find me here sometimes on Mondays, probably not for the next while. It'll also depend on my schedule. Where I play Serold in the Fire Strike. I almost said Fire Bike. You can also find me there where I do things as a guest star. And I think that's about it. You can also find me here, yes, where I play Dove. And also, did you guys know that Serenity just got fucking mulched? Like, damn,
God
they could
damn
have
it,
grown
James.
flowers out of that.
Motherfucker,
So
stop
anyway,
it.
that
That's-
leads it to me. Hello, everybody. My name is Mike, also known as Win 5 Get 1 Free, also known as the guy who makes everyone have bad times. Let's see here. So, you can catch me on Thursdays where I run New Amsterdam, my favorite cyberpunk game that I love to do. You can also catch me on Sundays where I play Frank, the very controversial character at this point in in Yakshas. And you can also catch me on Mondays where I play ex-Paralictor Burnward, the Knight of Patella, a cop, who's put together a little bit of a who's who of mercenaries, the most dastardly dudes. Yeah. I think with that, we're gonna call it for tonight, and let's get an RIP. Let's do an RIP.
Let's just do
RIP Sam. Again.
yeah.
Again.
All right.
All right.
R.I.P.
Sam.
Sam.
Fuck, Mike. Why didn't you tell me this was gonna happen?